You know how it is, right? We obsess over every little detail. The perfect pitch, the killer presentation, the firm handshake. But what if I told you one of the most critical parts of any deal happens before you even walk through the door? Today, we're going to talk about how the car you arrive in is so much more than just a ride. It's actually a powerful strategic tool that can shape the entire outcome of a meeting. So let me just ask you this straight up. Is your transportation sending the right message? Because think about it. Whether you're arriving to meet a brand new client or picking up a valued partner from the airport, that vehicle, it's the opening line of your conversation. It is speaking volumes about your company before you've even had a chance to say a single word. All right, first up, let's dive into transportation's hidden message. For a lot of companies, it's just a line item on an expense report, a necessary cost of doing business. But the really smart companies, they see it completely differently. They view it as a strategic asset, a tool that is actively working for their brand. Let's break down what that really means. Think about it like this. In business, every single detail communicates something about your company's values. And transportation isn't some minor footnote, it's basically the bookends of the entire interaction. It is literally the very first impression you make when you arrive, and it's the final one you leave with them at departure. This really boils down to two completely different ways of thinking. On one hand, you have the old school logistical view. It's just about getting from point A to point B. It's a necessary cost, and hey, it's often pretty unpredictable. But the strategic view, that flips the script entirely. All of a sudden, it's not just a ride. It's the first impression, it's a living extension of your brand, and it's a controlled environment that you can actually leverage. And that shift in perspective, it's everything. So, if we agree that the vehicle is the first impression, let's zoom in on that one critical moment. We're talking about the power of arrival and how a meeting can already be won or lost before you even shake hands. It's absolutely true what they say. First impressions are formed in seconds, often before anyone says a thing. The way you arrive sets the entire tone. You could have the world's best presentation ready to go, but if you show up chaotic, stressed, or late, you're starting from behind. The right approach immediately signals professionalism and a deep respect for everyone's time. So what does a really polished arrival actually create? Well, it all starts with precise coordination. Your timing, your route, it's all handled. That leads to a seamless arrival, which means there's no stress about traffic or finding a parking spot. And the result of all that? An executive who walks in the door completely composed, focused, and ready to go. That composure is what instantly builds credibility and sets a positive tone for everything that comes next. But this idea goes way beyond just that one moment of arrival. When you think about it, your transportation actually becomes a mobile brand ambassador, reinforcing your company's values and standards long after you've left the office. Your brand isn't just your logo or your website. It's the sum of every single experience someone has with your company. Professional transportation acts as this mobile extension of that brand, making sure that the same high standards you insist on in your boardroom are being reflected out there on the road. This all feeds into a really critical concept called executive presence. That's that hard-to-define quality, the ability to inspire confidence and command a room. And that presence, it's built on a foundation of punctuality, discretion, and composure. A professional service is literally designed to deliver all three, freeing up leaders to focus on, leading. So what are the pieces that make up this rolling brand embassy? Well, you've got the uniformed professional chauffeur. You have the well-maintained high-quality vehicles. You have dependable, consistent service you can count on. And maybe most importantly, an unwavering, almost obsessive attention to detail. Every single one of those elements works together to send one clear, powerful message. Excellent. Now, beyond the brand message, there's a massive advantage to what happens inside the vehicle. This is all about transforming travel time from, let's be honest, a total dead zone into a private, productive space. It's about turning a liability into a real strategic asset. Instead of you being the one fighting traffic or navigating, all that travel time is completely reclaimed. It basically becomes a mobile office, a quiet, private space where you can make confidential calls, do that last-minute prep for the meeting, or just get some focused work done. And this isn't just about convenience, it's a measurable boost to an executive's productivity. And a huge part of creating that productive space is the absolute guarantee of discretion. Let's face it, in business, confidentiality is everything. Professional transport creates a secure bubble, a safe space where sensitive strategies can be discussed freely with a trained professional at the wheel who understands that what's said in the car stays in the car, period. Okay, so let's bring all of this together. When you start to factor in the impact on your brand image, the boost in productivity, and the value of composure, transportation stops being just an expense. It becomes a strategic business tool. And the return on that investment? It's measured in things like reliability and trust, which are priceless. You can draw a straight line from this kind of service to the things that executives actually care about. Punctuality? That immediately de-risks those high-stakes meetings. Privacy? It protects your most valuable asset, your sensitive information. And productivity? It allows leaders to focus on strategy and leadership, not on logistics. The connection here is crystal clear. The tactic, something as simple as a punctual arrival, has a massive strategic impact. It reinforces that you're reliable and that you respect people's time. The tactic of discreet service builds trust, and consistent, high-quality service, that directly strengthens your brand's credibility. Every feature delivers a real business outcome. And listen, this isn't just some abstract business school theory. In super competitive markets like the ones mentioned in our source material, these are the details that really matter. When everyone is fighting for an edge, this level of professionalism stops being a luxury. It becomes a clear, undeniable strategic advantage that really sets you apart from the crowd. So, we started all of this by asking about the first impression your transportation makes. I'm just going to leave you with this one final thought to chew on. When the deal is done, the meeting is over, and you're driving away, what is the last impression you want to leave?